Good morning, my name is Richie B.
Blessings, Bridge Nation. You know this is your boy Shells.
You're surely DJ Audley in the building.
That's right. We're not going to say exactly where the building is at. It's not even necessary right now, is it? Hope we all had a wonderful weekend. September 12th is an important date in our nation's history. And remember the effects of the storm called Gilbert. Back in the day. Yesterday was also an important day in the American history. Talking about 9/11, September 11 attacks, man. I tell you. It's time now for WTF.
What? The facts. No, you don't want to know. Intelligent people. Yeah, man, I don't know yourself. Intelligent people rarely think they're smart. And this is known as the Dunning-Kruger effect. Now, in 1999, two social psychologists discovered something about intelligent people. They, intelligent people that is, rarely think they're smart. In fact, they often rank themselves way below average. On the other hand, people with low intelligence do the exact opposite. They almost always overestimate their rank by a long shot. The Dunning-Kruger effect basically proves the old adage that ignorance is bliss. Let's say you're trying to learn how to draw. When you finish your first drawing, you'll probably think you're great at it. But once you practice and realize how much you don't know, you won't think you're very good anymore. This is why people with low intelligence often rate themselves so highly. They don't understand how little they know. That is
You
it.
can't tell them that.
That is it.
Any stats on how many people fall in that latter category? Was that enough?
Right now, can you imagine how much people out there is like, yeah, man, no, man, me have the Dunning-Kruger effect, man. Me never take my bread from a long time. Me know that.
Oh, gosh.
Well, that's all right. That's interesting.
Very interesting fact indeed. And, of course, we do it at 6:25 every weekday morning. It is called WTF.
What? The fact.
Good morning, Bridge Nation. It's the girl Queen Jojo. Steph London says Spice is the queen of dancehall, even though her streaming numbers are higher. British Jamaican rapper Steph London says that regardless of streaming numbers, Spice alone has a claim to the title Queen of Dancehall. The 16-shot rapper made the declaration during a recent appearance on TVJ's Entertainment Report. At one point, the host was citing that, Steph London music has surpassed Spice, you have to create some excitement and so on. So he was like, when it comes to the numbers, you're miles ahead of anyone else. So maybe Steph London is the queen of the dancehall. No, you can imagine Steph London. I said, what kind of weird waffle put me? What kind of problem may I try put me in? But she said, I'm not the queen of dancehall, of no dancehall. I don't just do dancehall. I do a lot of other genres. So I do not claim that title at all, even if my numbers are more than anybody else's, she further explained. So kudos to her, that would have caused a whole heap of problem, if she had anything else to say, that would be big problem.
Steph know better than.
But Steph know the.
She know the.
Where did I say know the shreps?
Yeah, she know how to go.
Exactly.
And she has a very super understanding of our culture, believe it or not. So,
exactly.
So she know the thing, she know how going, and she rightfully say, she don't really, she barely. I mean, she speaks well, she speaks patois well. I love you when she talk patois. She DJ like we already, but she understand that her music go elsewhere, and she doesn't spend much time in the dance hall. So
right,
that's why it's the thing there. Nothing wrong with that.
I agree, and I think we should be careful. I have a feeling that we're gonna see more conversation about this as well, because Steph London don't just do dancehall, and why I'm always so curious as to why they want to always take the title away from persons who work so hard for such a title. Spice, come on now. Who else are gonna be queen of dancehall right now in Jamaica?
I remember when she had the interview with the Bridge. Some fish, she's like, if I never meet them, get in a woman.
Exactly. So she knows.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself, Spice.
Big up Stefan.
Yeah, man. Now one of the, as Richie love to call them, young Jen of them. Skeng, so have a little problem with the law.
Yes.
Still going on. You know the thing. Now, dancehall DJ Skeng will return to court on November 7th after his after having his bail extended when he appeared before the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court on Thursday, September 8th. Now, he's charged with disorderly conduct and resisting arrest. Of course, he has denied and pleaded not guilty, to those charges when he appeared before the court in June. Now, the 21-year-old artist, whose real name is Kevon Douglas, was charged on May 24th for allegedly behaving disorderly during an argument with security personnel at the Norman Manley International Airport in Kingston. Of course, we know that he was attempting to board a flight to Trinidad to headline the Revival Return of Dancehall event on May 28th. So, just risking all the best. I hope him just go and stay focused. Stay hydrated too, please.
Drink your water.
Yeah, please. Yeah, I mind the business too.
Yes.
Go on do your thing, but general.
All right. Where's Adley? Ryan King is also in the news, and he was seen making his first public appearance. In fact, public performance at his album launch party, and that happened on September 9, where he broke down in tears as he performed the title track from the album entitled Therapy, and the song he was performing when he broke down is entitled Circumstances. So we've seen the video. It has gone viral. He was in a wheelchair performing. Octane was beside him and tried to offer some level of emotional support, but the tears kept streaming down his face, meaning Ryan King's face, and he could hardly perform the song Circumstances. A really, really touching video.
Yes.
And I must be honest with you, I shed a tear myself. He's fighting. And we have to give him that. He was obviously shot and injured in 2020, when armed men attempted to murder him, and it left his manager's wife dead, and he has been obviously paralyzed. And we'd like to. He keeps saying though that he's going to walk again, and we definitely hope that will be his. That he'll win this battle. Yeah,
I was thinking about it over the weekend when I saw it, and I understand where he's coming from, but I also hope, because it seems as though he's genuinely getting therapy, speaking to somebody, that even if he doesn't, he will still have that same energy, because obviously he's a talented youth, and these circumstances, these are things that will happen, but I'm hoping that he'll also come to grips just in case, because you could see that he's not fully healed in regards emotionally, spirit. And you could see that he was overwhelmed. But I'm proud of him, because he could have just disappeared and nobody not hear from him again.
Could have pre-badness.
Yes, he could have think different. So the fact
he speaks to that in the song Therapy.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I'm proud of him, and I'm wishing him all the best.
Yes.
A part of the video, Richie and Jojo. So part when my performer, I think it's a fan. They touch him leg. But it's him never realize.
Yeah.
He never realize. I say, John.
Yeah.
What the general I got you real. Because the fan I try to touch him and I say, go on. But the artist, him not. Right. Yeah, that part of me I say, John.
No sensation there.
And I think that
tough,
too,
man.
when he recognized that, I just think he was overwhelmed. And then everybody, what I love about Jamaican people, and when you have loyal fans, is that they're going to support you. Because in the crowd, they were screaming, hey, nobody cry. Support you. I was like, that's so like us. We're going to give you love.
Because we appreciate the transparency, right, so go on do the thing, Major.
And I'm asking that people support the album. I mean,
yes,
for real.
Please.
Really support it.
Buy the album.
Buy
download it. Yeah, man. Support the artist.
Yes.
It's called Therapy by Ryan King. It includes songs like Wake Me Up, Circumstances, Broken, and the title track itself, Therapy, among many others. All the best to you, Ryan King. That was, of course,
Update.
Let's bring you now the proverb of the day and the pet peeve of the morning.
That's right, Richie. So our proverb of the day, Shell. Easy yourself. Hear me? All right. So the proverb of the day, humble calf suck the most milk.
Oh, me hear that one here.
Yeah,
I know that one.
They know this. It's simple.
Do I know it?
Simple thing.
Here in the proverb of the day, I know in the meaning of two. What is it? Humble calf
suck the most milk.
I know this has something to do with humility.
Right.
So at the end of the day, humility pays off. But if a humble calf suck the most milk, the opposite of the humble calf won't get any, right?
I don't
won't
believe
get as much.
this
Is that what you're trying
proverb.
to say?
I'm gonna
It's
say
problematic, though.
Yeah,
What do
I'm
you mean?
gonna tell you the meaning, but it's not something that I totally agree with. It's not accurate for all situation or
Alright,
circumstance. So the meaning is humility is more rewarding than arrogance. That I believe. But if we're going to apply it, I have dogs. My dog had 7 babies. The one that is the least aggressive got the least milk. So me don't know, but humility is important
It
and
is.
it is key. But in certain situation or circumstance, you have to stand up for yourself and you have to go for it. So I don't know. I'm is different.
Maybe I'm not arrogance then. Maybe the confident one then.
Right.
Because to me, arrogance is when you project your ideologies onto people.
True,
That people have to agree with you. But when you're confident, whether you don't have to show nobody say you're confident.
Exactly. You know, if I try make
other people,
agree with you, so to speak. Right.
Look careful, humble calf. I'll dead for hungry.
You see what right, that's so.
Yeah, there's humble alone, my friend.
Get no milk. If you don't go feed. Oh,
that is it.
But so that's the proverb of the day. Humble calves suck the most milk, meaning humility is more rewarding than arrogance.
Cool.
And now we're heading over to pet peeve. If you're just joining us here for the first time, pet peeve are things that people do or say that might annoy you, irritate you, or even upset you. And we have a pet peeve to share this morning.
Also, things that people do that annoys me, Queen Jojo, is when they ask me to repeat myself 3 or 4 times. No, 1 time is enough for me. If you have to ask me to repeat myself 2 or 3 times, that definitely gets under my skin, and I will not be repeating myself. I will just change the topic or move on. So that's a thing that really annoys me. So yeah.
No long talk.
Me not repeat myself. It all depends, though. No, like if it's like my mommy, like older folks around me, I'm very understanding to the older folks. But if you and I are in the same age group and me I repeat myself more than once and you keep asking the same question, just know say me done with you. Me not even tell you say me done with you. All of a sudden you hear nothing out of me because me done talk. Because obviously you're ready for the conversation.
Aye, all I know is when it comes to deal with women, you not get no second chance, gents. Once they realize they never did listen to them the first time.
I hate that. You say what you said so all this
all
time
this
you
time
talk,
you talking,
you not hear what me say.
Poor you never did.
What?
When they're here. When
What?
they're here.
All right. So no, you don't know.
better
I know
yet.
you're not going to know what to do. And then
better
we're
yet.
upset with you even more
See
because
that.
they never listen and now you don't have the information going forward.
So, listen, suppose it, it's your pronunciation,
No, they not listen. And the regular behavior. Oh, they sit down and look like them a listen. And then they say, what me say a while ago?
There's a style to it. There's a style, man. Just say pardon. Girl like when you speak properly. Pardon. What you say?
That not work.
No, don't say Yeah, man.
What you say?
But I understand, man. I repeat yourself for 3-4 times now, sir.
You want a 100% undivided attention.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Right?
That's,
Yes.
that's what they want.
That's what we expect.
That's what they do.
That's what we do.
All right. Thanks, listener, for putting forward your pet peeve this morning. Now, Jamaica has announced 12 days of mourning for Queen Elizabeth II, which started on September 8. It includes a day of mourning on September 18. On the day of mourning, the public should note that only authorized activities related to the day are approved and that all social events should be postponed. And that is word that we got from the office of the Prime Minister. King's House advised that church and funeral services, as well as marriage ceremonies, will be permitted throughout the period. Meanwhile, other protocols, such as the extinguishing of floodlights at King's House, came into effect on the day of the Queen's death. They will remain unlit, until sunset on the day of the state funeral. Additionally, a condolence book, which was opened at King's House on Saturday, was signed by Sir Patrick. From September 11 to 12, the Prime Minister The leader of the opposition, members of the Senate and House of Representatives, Speaker of the House, and former heads of government will sign the book. It will remain open until Tuesday, September 20, for the signing by other officials. Now, we understand that Governor General Sir Patrick Allen and Prime Minister Andrew Holness are expected to attend the state funeral for Queen Elizabeth II at Westminster Abbey in London on September 19. This morning we have with us Richard Dickie Crawford. He's a political analyst and social commentator, and we want to get Dickie's views on the announcement of the 12 days of mourning for Queen Elizabeth II. Mr. Crawford, good morning to you. How are you, Sir Richard?
Good morning to you too, sir. How are you?
I am doing well, Dickie. Good to have you on the program. And this is a topic that we thought it best to have you give us your views on. I have to ask you then, what are your views on the announcement of the 12 days of mourning for the death of Queen Elizabeth II?
Wow. I find it a most interesting development in Jamaica at this time. Frankly, I think we want to go overboard. I don't know what message we want to send with all of these things that you just recited so wonderfully a while ago. I think it's... And what is interesting is that I'm happy at any rate to hear very quickly the response of different sectors of the society and different people in the society. I thought everybody would say, wonderful, run with it. You know what I mean? But we have some very interesting comments that have developed since this time. We're overdoing it. What are we really saying? Where are we going? Why is it that our own government tends to go overboard on certain things and not even climbing the ship for other things that are critical to the society? And that is what is going to take place here. I really think it's overdone. I don't think it was all that necessary for 12 days of this elaboration. When you're telling me about postponement of social events and stuff like that, in fact, you're making a mistake. You're almost bringing me back to COVID-19, and you know, that's the sort of thing that prevailed at that time. Richie, between you and I, how I see it, it's going to be a very interesting time. Obviously, this lady, the Queen Elizabeth II, has made a significant mark on the world. She has run her show according to the interests of Great Britain. And I think she deserves commendation for that. Because I remember being in England even up into the 70s, 80s, where there was friction between, of course, the four countries, London, Wales, Scotland, Ireland. And one night we were walking on the street. Prime Minister Michael Manley was there. And I think we were walking to go to a Bob Marley show. And all of a sudden, a whole host of cars drew up and said, no, Prime Minister, you got to get off the street and go back into your hotel.
Really?
Yes, because the Irish at that time were planning to come across one more time to blow up the trains in London, etc. So, you know, I've sort of had this kind of experience, which widens it a bit for you happily. But I'm worried that we seem to be getting confused. What bothers me, and when you contrast it, let's just say, okay, Queen Elizabeth II, she knew what she wanted to do. She did that. We don't seem to know what we want to do. And that's what bothers me, and bothers a lot of us in Jamaica.
Do you sense some degree of contradiction in the fact that Jamaica is desirous of going to become a republic, and yet we are taking this action at this time in terms of so many days of mourning?
Definitely, that is a major issue that you have raised. I mean, you are, instead of telling us or continuing to tell us or to justify that you really want to become a republic, this has come out of the mouth of everybody in Jamaica, the Prime Minister, everybody, a new constitution, all of these things, benefits for the country, benefits for each person in this country, a real new Jamaica with a purpose. Instead of that, we are seeing where we're sliding back into colonialism, full colonialism, full colonial acceptance rule. I found the most amazing thing this morning or last night. There is a fight on between, let us say, the Maroons and the government of Jamaica. some of our indigenous slaves that came over to plant sugar cane, etc. And the Prime Minister said, "You can't do this. Who are you? You know, I'm in charge here, not you." And consequently, there's development taking place where we're going to challenge one more time, I suppose, the legitimacy of the Maroons. It's so strange, really, because the Maroons signed a treaty not with Jamaica, with Britain. And that gave them the right to what they have at this point in time. They paid a heavy price for it, obviously. But we all know the British signed a treaty with the Maroons because if they did not and put a stop to what was happening, they may have lost the entire sugar industry. What a complex situation we find ourselves in now. You know? So who's going to really bail the cat? So I think we're operating on the basis of just emotion, really, and political one-upmanship. This is our problem. This is what our problem is. Politics is all about tomorrow, today, yesterday. We're not talking about, as you rightly said to me a while ago, we're not talking about the future. We're not talking about a new Jamaica with a new constitution, new rules, etc., etc. And the other thing that somehow came home to me in really watching all the newscasts and the commentary, it's very interesting. Perhaps one of the things that has led to, quote-unquote, the success of Britain is the fact that the political parties and the parliament has a level that they go to. Other than that, they have to get the permission of the royal family. Interesting, isn't it?
Very interesting, Mr. Crawford. Greetings, Shells here, sir. Speaking of acting on emotions, sir, you know, many are saying to mourn the Queen is almost like a slap in the face. You know, for many who suffered under the British monarchy. What are your thoughts on this?
It is, and what is worse than that is that we know, in fact, quite frankly, people in this world have come and have looked upon Jamaica with respect and expect us to be a major player in the reparations of the world that are required. I mean, from all these years, our African friends, our Caribbean friends. In fact, I found it very interesting that the Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda declared that, boy, we're not even thinking of accepting Charles as the new king. We're going to look at this thing again. So, I mean, we have let down a lot of other people apart from ourselves. And there's just no other way that this is going to go. Too much suffering, too much of these things, and brutality has taken place. I mean, children are being bombed morning, noon. I'm not saying that the Queen did that or she's doing that, but the lifestyle, the pressure that people in Africa, Pakistan, India live under, former British colonies and still being occupied, makes us wonder, you know, you wonder, where is Jamaica really putting themselves in this thing? This thing is not just, yes, the funeral will be over. I don't know if we went to the 12 days still, but after the thing has been done and Her Majesty has been placed to rest, there's going to be a new development in this world immediately.
We've gone a little bit over time, but I have to ask you. Well, of course, last year, Barbados saw its first president in after the Queen was removed as head of state. You mentioned Antigua and Barbuda, who are already contemplating whether or not they'll accept King Charles, to serve as head of state. But there's Australia, there's the Bahamas, Belize, Canada, Grenada, Jamaica, New Zealand, Papua New Guinea, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the Solomon Islands, and all of them are still having the king now as serving as head of state. Do you get a sense that there will be more countries that will reconsider the role of the monarchy going forward?
I think the reality of life and the state of the world is going to force them to do that. There's no denying that. It's interesting that the King Charles, well, he did have a reputation and he did do some good work with regards to the environment. And frankly, he played a reasonably good role in cleaning up London, you know. You might remember all of those things, Richie.
Mm-hmm.
London was falling apart to some extent. The Thames was full of refuge and garbage. But he did his thing there. But we're living in a present situation here which is so complex and so dynamic. And to be frank with you, there are too many people in the world that are suffering daily. And that is going to bring home something to all of us. There's no denying that.
Yeah.
It can't continue at this rate. And look what happens when you make a mistake. Look at what happened to us when we're not thinking and we're not organizing ourselves properly. Look at what happened to our foreign minister the other day, who went to try to unseat Baroness so-and-so, who I saw on the television. And she's on the council of advisors to the magistrates and so forth and so on. If you're not serious and if you're not understanding and if you're not standing up with your own very serious outlook on life and how do we survive in Jamaica and how and when and why are we not going to get back what is ours? Because there is no denying it. Let us not fool ourselves anymore. Jamaica was once the richest country in the world, simply from the sugarcane industry and the proceeds from that industry. And somebody said to me at that time, and the second was France. France was also a sugar power, and look at them today.
Yeah.
And somebody asked me that day, how come you're telling me that, or I'm hearing that Jamaica at one stage was supposed to be one of the richest countries in the world when we were under colonial rule and sugarcane plantations. So what I'm to us now, how come we're still in that mode and we're at the bottom of the economy?
There are more questions than answers. We haven't even started talking. We haven't even started talking about reparation and all of that as yet. But we might have to get you back sometime in the future, Dickie. We're out of time. Thank you once again, and you have a great day.
You too. All the best.
All the best to you, Richard. Dickie Crawford, political analyst and social commentator. While Prince Harris put out a statement saying he thanks his granny, as he calls her, for sound advice and for her infectious smile. We're trying to make somebody smile because we've got a nice gift
Package
that you can win if you have the correct answer to the secret sound game. All right, so phone calls are coming in. Let's take our first call right now. Good morning. Welcome to Up and Go. How you doing?
Good morning, Richie.
Hey, how are you?
Talis.
I'm great.
The unmistakable sound of Talis,
Yes, it is.
who might have tried now about 20 times in this game and can't find it. I don't know. I feel today could be your lucky day.
Search.
Well, I hope today's your lucky day. What are you coming with today as your answer?
Okay. I can't even remember what I was about to say.
Oh,
Okay, I think it's some children playing while we're cooking in the kitchen.
children playing.
Yes, and they're neating the game or the
Device.
Yeah.
Oh, like their device making that kind of noise?
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Huh. Cooking going on in the kitchen,
Yeah.
Airing up and down.
and there's a device that comes into the mix. Or shall we say, come into play?
Yes.
My God.
Yes.
Please don't say it. Please don't say it. Let me just hang up. Thank you.
Hold on,
man.
hold
You
on.
don't know
Not
what
so
I say.
quick.
You
Not
don't know
so
what I
quick.
say. You don't know where I say,
Come on,
man.
Not
Charles,
so,
aren't we
not so
friends?
quick, Talis.
We're big friend for a long time. That's why me I go say this. Wah, wah, wah.
I was kind of wondering the reaction I saw from Jody. I don't know if I saw her like she was thinking it through or what. So we were kind of delayed trying to determine Talis' destiny. Anyway, we take another call. Good morning, you're on the air. Welcome. Hello, how are you?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Joseph,
Indeed.
how was your weekend, sir?
Good enough.
All right.
Thanks.
Start the weekend off right by giving us the correct answer, and you will get that gift
Package.
You ready?
Indeed, yes.
Go ahead, son.
All right, so it is a microwave opening and blender opening.
Microwave and blender.
Yes.
One that make Jojo smile. Indeed.
Yeah, you know something?
Yeah.
I think I read some lips clearly and properly. I think I saw something like, you're thinking. He's thinking.
Indeed.
Do you want to change anything about that answer?
A magic bullet and a microwave.
Magic bullet and a microwave.
Oi, oi.
Here's what you get for that, son.
Oi, oi. Wah, wah, wah.
Sorry, Joe. Man, I don't think it's the first time that Joseph has gone onto something that seems
Yeah, man.
it would make the creator of the sound think a little bit, but he has still not nailed it. Let's see what this person does in the secret sound game. Good morning, you're on.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Welcome. Who's calling?
I'm Rose from Mandeville.
All right, nice hearing from you, Rose.
Yes.
How's Mandeville this morning?
It's okay. It's funny.
Right,
Wow.
you haven't gone out on the roads as yet?
Yes, I just reached the work.
Oh, what is it
Yeah.
like? Heavy traffic?
No, not really.
Oh, I see. All right.
Okay,
Nice
yeah.
hearing from you. And let's hear
Yeah.
your answer right now, Rose. What's your answer?
It's a microwave and a pressure cooker.
Microwave and a pressure cooker.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Remember, the clues are there are...
The four of them. So food, kitchen, two things happening at once, and water. Hey.
I can't recall hearing Rose calling me before in this feature.
No, I know.
She's early at work. I don't know if she's surrounded by her colleagues at work right now, but I sense there's some degree of excitement where Rose is. Hey, Rose, are you ready? Here's what we got to say.
Wah, wah, wah.
I hear the laughter, Rose. She took that with a smile. I like it. That's all the time we have right now, indeed. And we try again tomorrow morning to see if we can find a winner in the Secret Sound game. And remember that we've got a big gift
Package.
for you to win. I don't know. We're not even going to give any more clues tomorrow. You got 4 clues to work with, man. That's
do that.
enough.
Yeah, man.
All right. Keep working, though, because I get the sense that some people are really close. And maybe by tomorrow we'll see whether or not we find a winner. You drink green herbs?
Hello.
I still try warm to the idea of that green juice thing there. But I would have some, fruit beverage them. Not a bad, but I don't know about the green.
Thought you were about to say I don't drink green tea, much less.
No.
Green tea, no bad.
Well, gentlemen, if I may jump into this conversation, let me just encourage you.
Here we go.
Guys, right? I have this green tree next door my yard, right? And
Police know about it?
well, no, man, not that kind of tree, there, right? But for quite some time,
Yeah.
they have been encouraging me to try that tree. And Bridge Nation, may I tell you, it named Neem.
Oh, Neem. No,
And
I'm
yours truly tried that
You did?
the other day.
Uh-huh.
And right now, Bridget, let me tell you something. Nobody can tell me nothing about Neem.
Oh, yeah?
Are the wickedest things in Iceberg.
It good. That's what you're trying to say, right?
Hello, if it go one more time, Richie.
All right.
Let me Google what is Neem.
Neem.
Let me tell you.
I think we had it. I think Robbo is joining us. Hey, Robbo, good morning, sir. Good afternoon to you.
Blessings, Robo.
Good morning. I like the Neem conversation. You're
Robert.
so right, my brother. You are so right. Tell them again.
Robert, the Neem
tree.
Let me tell you, it's amazing.
What specifically does it do? Like, it makes you feel more energized.
What?
Cleans up the system.
Richie, let me tell you, I drank a cup of that thing.
Neem.
I drank a cup of that thing, and I'm telling you, this is not a state of mind business.
Yeah.
May just feel different.
Robbo, you can vouch for that?
Let me tell you.
I can. I've had some
Serious
tea
thing.
with that extract in, and yeah, there is a vibe going on. But the one for me, I enjoy is Moringa.
Ah.
I know that.
That's the one.
Yeah, that is also a popular one here too. As a matter of fact,
I
we get
don't have no Neem. I don't have no Neem or no moringa plants growing near by me. Got roses, roses, as they say. Got some shrubs and roses. And I don't have no Neem. I don't have no moringa. So yeah, 100% endorsing that.
Okay, Robo. When we were trying to make the connect a while ago, somebody called me and says, "Where's Robo?" So I said, "Just be calm. We're gonna make the connection shortly."
I hear.
The person says, "Robo, well, him gone a funeral."
No, I bet that was you, Richie. That was you. Don't try. That was you. But
putting the blame on me.
That was you, Richie. I listen. There's some things that you say, and I'm kind of like, after working with you for a few months, I know when it's Richie, you know what I mean? So no, I haven't gone to a funeral.
Okay.
Or to the funeral. Funerals officially is next week, Monday.
Right.
And can you believe they want the country to, as they say, lie in a state of mourning for 12 days?
Yeah, but
now,
doing it in the UK is one thing, but when you hear the announcement coming from a prime minister in the Caribbean saying, "Hey, we're doing 12 days of mourning here," let the puss out the bag.
Yeah.
It's another side of the story.
Yeah, it's weird.
Things are reaching a new level, and you know, as much as the drums are banging for us to show this over respect. I say over because if you've watched enough of the Queen is very much one of these people. Like, tragedy happens in the UK, she ain't about. She's like, life goes on. And what was obviously two occasions that made it 100% sure to me that this lady is about, it's just, let's on to the next one, was when Princess Diana died, and how she behaved around somebody that was much loved by many British people and around the world. And it was like, I ain't got no time for mourning. Let's just crack on. I got work to do. Mm-hmm. And then the last occasion for me that really, really, really solidified it, as far as I'm concerned, was when the tragedy happened at Grenfell Towers, where the 70-odd people of color died in a fire blaze that took place in a building in West London, and obviously was handled. We all, you know, the world knows it was handled incorrectly, where they're still actually going through, and nobody can get justice. Queen's silence was deafening, and to me, those things tell me more about, you know, who she is as a person. She is that way she is. So if she even passed, she'd be probably saying, "What are you guys stopping for? Crack on with it. Jolly old show. Let's get it going." That's her way. But the 12 days of shutting the country down, I had obviously words with my production team, who felt that they needed to shut, you know, the radio station down.
What?
Yeah, and
wow.
That happened on Thursday night. We had a long discussion, and I was like, well, I feel I need to be doing what I do, which is play music and converse with you guys, and that's what we did.
In our instance here, there is a day of mourning that has been announced for September 18, but there are 12 days of mourning overall, which started on the 8th of September. Now, on the day of mourning, the public, it is said, and this is coming from the office of the Prime Minister, that persons should know that only authorized activities related to the day are approved, and that all social events should be postponed. That's our scenario here.
Well, we have it similar. As I said, I'm not beating, obviously.
Yeah.
Hello, beat. Hello, crew. Hello, hello, Errol. No, you know, they're obviously trying to follow protocols which is being put in place, but these are just suggestive protocols. But sometimes, to me, it feels like people are doing more than they really need to do. And if we were to, as I said, view the character of the Queen, she would just get on with it. There's so many things that's happened where, you know, we could have gone into major mourning. The Queen is like first person, like, I got to open a shopping center. I got things to do. You know, she just gets on with her duties. So I think that we would stay the same. And obviously we talk about the Queen as if she is part of our lives or our community. We have mothers, we have great grandmothers, we have aunties, we have sisters. They're my queens.
I somehow get the feeling. I somehow get the feeling that the relevance of the monarchy, that there might be several countries over the next few years that might be sort of relinquishing ties and going on to become
100%
independent
100%.
of King Charles as the
you have
head
to
of
ask
state.
yourself, what does it bring? Those are the questions, and they're valid questions. And if you believe it brings you more success and luck and this energy that you're connected to the Commonwealth, so be it. It's just a matter of opinion. We also have in London an event that took place last week that was overshadowed by the Queen's passing of the Queen, was an unarmed black man being shot by the Metropolitan Police.
Wow.
Chris Cabba. Now, if this happened to a young white Englishman, I'm sure this would also take up spaces on the front and back of the newspapers. An unarmed black man being shot by specialist officers. We have challenging positions here in Jamaica, but in the UK, where these so-called police officers are highly trained. Now there's an investigation. So the young man was shot. His body was brought to a hospital. At no time the family was notified that the police had shot their son. The son was shot. He was brought to the hospital. 2 days they're looking for a day and a half looking for the child, as my mother would say. For the child. The child was lying in hospital, and the police then contacted the parents, but not the police force. This is the police, the people that manage on the IOPC, knocks on the door and says, "Hey, we got an incident, and one of our officers has been sidelined now because he's carried out this." Well, it is what it is. Killed a young unarmed black man. Followed the car, stopped the car. The car was marked as a car that was involved in firearms.
Yeah.
The young man lost his life.
There are just too many incidents like that all over the world, man. I tell you, and it's really, really sad, to be honest with you. For those who are wondering, it's 5 minutes now past the hour of 8 o'clock here in Jamaica. It's 5 minutes after 2 o'clock in the UK. You're not missing the news. The news is that there's no news this morning, right? So don't be upset that you're not hearing your newscast, because we're having this conversation.
I'm sure none of the listeners can be upset. We are bringing the news.
That's right.
We are the news.
Our style of news. We are
Absolutely.
the news.
Tell me something.
It's good news.
When is back to school for you guys after your summer break? Because we're steeped into back to school right now, and there's a whole lot of traffic and stuff going on. When is your back to school season?
Well, back to school started last week, Monday. For many, but for a lot of children, they arrived back at school and they were like, "Where's Miss? Where's Teach? Teach no there no Teach. There's no Teach card." Teachers, as you know, there's been since 2021. There's been an increasing amount of professional people are stepping away from their roles and positions because of obviously pay. Money's not great being a teacher, and a lot of people have stepped away. So there's some teachers
even in the UK.
Yes. Even more so in the UK.
Well, I thought Jamaican teachers are some of our Jamaican teachers are going to the UK to seek employment. Well, I guess even
a poorly paid salary over there better than what's happening. Exactly.
Yeah, but we have it here. But you understand, if you live in London and your pay doesn't cover your expenses in terms of your living expenses, and let me not make you announce some of the rent prices for like a 1-bedroom apartment in London, because your eyes would water.
1,500 pounds, maybe.
You're looking, how did you know that, Richie? Are you renting? I know he was involved in the Airbnb.
Do I need to show you my rent check?
Work that out. £1,500, and you're on a salary of just around 21, 22 for some. I'm not don't quote me, but that's what they're facing. So a lot of people have stepped away from their profession. And school teachers are one of them, as well as nurses and doctors, and now you see with lawyers.
That's interesting.
So schools have started kind of like stutter start, where some teachers are now holding classrooms of 50 kids,
much larger,
30 kids.
Larger classes. Wow.
Yeah, well, I mean, they say it's temporary, and listen, I'm not here to stick the foot in, but
We've been having a similar situation here, Robo, where I don't even know the correct figure, but the ministry is saying that there is a certain number of teachers that have migrated or left the profession, while bodies like the JTA and other affiliated bodies are saying it's a much higher number. But any way you take it, I suspect it has been a bit of a challenge getting the required numbers of teachers for all of our classes here. And we might very well be having a situation where there are larger classes in some of our schools as well. And by the way, Robo, we have some reporters from the streets who give us reports as to what's happening, right? And we've been using terms that they've sort of taught us, like trafferific.
Trafferific.
You know, it's a trafferific morning. This morning I learned a new one. When there's heavy traffic, a backlog of traffic, long lines, they now say that particular stretch of road is sold out.
Oh wow!
So
that's being kind.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah, the traffic is sold out. That's being kind. I mean, we have major traffic over here. It's crazy. Hey, I don't know if you saw our image over the last couple of days. I shouldn't laugh. So Prince Charles is rolling down into London. Obviously, he must be the most hurtest man at this moment.
You think?
Doing what he has to do. Well, I mean, he's got to carry out all these duties. I know, say, his mother is like being moved around all over the UK where people come and they say pay their respects and what have you. He's driving through London. Yeah, Balmoral. She's been moved today.
Yeah.
So another 4 hour in some. I'm not sure where that is, but I have not kept up with that. But the one I saw was somebody who's a real royalist thought, okay, I've got to show Prince Charles my support. And he runs into the road with a flower in front of the car, the police, the armed.
Was it a black man?
Would we be having this conversation?
I just want to make sure that it's not. I just want to make sure that it's. I just want to make sure that it's not L.A. Lewis.
Ah, boy. But we know he's hurting. He's hurting right now.
It was like a L.A. Lewis, and I thought, you know what, this is crazy because you watch it and you've got armed marksmen. You have toppers, the tippity toppers out there, and for a brief second, we've had troubles with people running out into in front of politicians and stuff like that. And I just thought this guy is the craziest royalist ever. He could have lost his life.
Watch too much L.A. Lewis video.
Too much TV.
He must be an L.A. Lewis fan. Is it L.A. Lewis? Would I be correct to say L.A. Lewis used to brand her as his grandmother or his sister? I can't remember. It sounded mad.
He made very strong connections. Yeah,
grandmother.
I would be surprised if he calls her grandma, mama,
his grandmother,
granny, mother. Listen, man, you want to drop one from your end because you haven't played anything all morning. How about that?
No, I haven't. I'm gonna play a song, but let me just say I've noticed that we've been talking about these great things. A wonderful servant of dance will celebrate his birthday. Just gone. I think it was it yesterday? King Thistle. Elephant.
Yeah.
Elephant man.
O'Neil Bryan. Yeah.
O'Neil Bryan celebrated his birthday.
No. If you wanna imitate Elephant Man with his lisp, and he finds it quite funny when I do it, you have to refer to Patha, which he used a lot in many of his songs, in reference to what we call pasa. Yeah.
King Thistle celebrate his birthday. Also another great dancehall icon, Professor Nuts, celebrated his birthday in the last few days. And this man, it was quite wonderful, the tributes they were showing this guy, because I think he's one of the most underrated. I don't know what you feel, but let's drop a song from him. Spice! Richie!
Bam, 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 bam.
Right now, we have a beautiful guest who's joining us in her capacity as Miss Jamaica United Nations 2023, who is an activist and health and family life education expert and has a great deal of focus and gives a lot of attention to matters surrounding suicide prevention, especially during this month, which is it Suicide Awareness Month?
Yeah, Prevention Awareness Month, yeah.
Yeah, Suicide Prevention Awareness Month. And I don't know if you knew this, shows Jamaica's suicide rate is approximately 2.1 per 100,000. And statistics from the Jamaica Constabulary Force reflect that between 47 and 56 deaths per year are due to suicide. Yeah, that is information that we just gleaned. This year's theme for World Suicidal Prevention Day 2022, which was Saturday, September 10, is creating hope through action. So we want to have a conversation with Davia Ellis surrounding this issue. She's a health and family life educator and artivist who likes to write, sing, present, and even create mental health content. Good morning and welcome to
Davia.
To Davia.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
All right, there she is. Good morning, Davia. How you doing?
I'm not too bad. I'm just taking it easy. Somewhere cool up in the parish of St. Mary.
Oh, that's right next door to the parish of my birth. You're in a good part of the island. Of being a Portlander, I just had to put that in.
Of course.
All right, so wonderful to have you, Davia. First of all, tell us why suicide prevention is really such an important conversation for all of us to be having, especially at this time.
Awesome question. Suicide prevention is a conversation that we ought to be having because we're actually debunking a myth right now. There are lots of persons who believe that when we talk about these things, we're actually encouraging people to take their lives. And I can share a poem with you about the myth. May I?
Go ahead.
Let us talk about suicide prevention each day. To say they are attention-seeking is what some of us like to say. If you wish to help with the monsters that your loved ones have to slay, you must be aware of myths and other areas most gray. Fighting to be in the top 10 leading causes of death, preventable but unpredictable and causes some to fret. Talking about suicide is a conversation you need not regret. This decreases suicidal ideation and is a chance for your colleague to reflect. Suicide is common to the rich and poor. Check your facts, read some more. Be careful how you see a person as always suicidal. Please have positive thoughts in store. Breakups happen so frequently, do not cause suicide. This is a myth we should really hide. Young people who think about suicide are not legally sane, yet relationship issues are stressful to the brain. After a while, young people express gratitude for suicide intervention. When they test how you care, may this relieve tension. Professional psychotherapy is not the only way. Family and friend support can keep suicidal thoughts at bay. Through support, people can gain full self-direction as they replace a distorted perception of their situation. If a person thinks about suicide today, they may not do this forever. They can lead meaningful lives and recover. Suicide attempts happen without warning is not very true. Many times your friend will reach out to you. Get help from trained professionals so you'll know just what to do. Should a friend decide that life has big obstacles they can no longer walk through. Let us continue this chat, share a comment or two. Suicide prevention should matter to you. So I mentioned the summit there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Quite a poignant poem that was, and we thank you for that as part of our conversation right here. But you know, I find that persons find it difficult to talk about suicide. Why do you think that is so?
Sometimes those who are caught up in the spiritual realm, they feel a bit uncomfortable, because there are some churches or there are some Christians who preach that, you know, it is a sin. And some people believe that if you're going to try to kill yourself, it means that you are being ungrateful to God. Has God not done anything for you? So that's one perspective. Other persons sometimes feel betrayed. I have interviewed persons before who asked for additional help, or I've interviewed persons before who asked for an alternative suggestion as to, why did my family member die? They choose to not believe that it is suicide because they might not have seen any signs. But lots of times the signs are present, and for every suicide attempt, sometimes people are giving you about, 20 red flags. But we don't necessarily see it because, we go about our daily lives busy and caught up in getting our own goals fulfilled.
And understood. Now, Davia, as it relates to, reaching out to someone who's struggling with this, I realize that triggers is a serious thing. Triggers are a serious thing, especially you have to be very mindful of how you speak to a person who's struggling with these thoughts. What would you say is the best way to respond to someone who shares that they're having suicidal thoughts?
The best way to share, I would say, if we do not know what to say, because each person is different, right? And sometimes we might not even have a good relationship with the person who we think might want to commit suicide. We can refer them for psychological help. So in the school system, we can work with the health and family life education teachers, the guidance counselors. We can still refer persons to the psychologist or the psychiatrist. Mind you, lots of persons are still very uncomfortable to want to even show up in a clinical setting to say, why is something wrong with me now? My head no good, sort of thing. But those are some small steps. Just being there for the person, and by opening up a discussion, that alone is one preventative measure.
Thank you so much for that, Davia. You are Miss Jamaica United Nations. What can you tell us about that pageant?
Well, I'm looking forward to represent Jamaica next year, November, in Lima, Peru, as Miss Jamaica United Nations. It is a charity pageant, and it's in line with a lot of my values. I have been moderating health fairs. I've done my own health fairs where we give away free medical and psychological services to persons in St. Mary, St. Catherine, and St. Andrew. I look forward to the pageant next year as I create my own costumes and so on.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Well, good luck. Good luck in the competition. And
Thank you.
I want to thank you, but I just want to give you 30 seconds to give us what you might call a parting shot. What do you want to leave with us this morning on the subject of suicide prevention and awareness, especially at this time?
All right. I think we have to move away from viewing suicide as people seeking attention. We also have to be honest with ourselves too. There are days where suicidal ideation might be present. We do have moments where we feel as if we can't bother, we can't move on. But if we seek support and if we just be a little bit more honest with ourselves, then we can help each other along the way. So in the words of my song, I would say step up, check up. No doubt you'll work it out. Fill up your cup. No doubt you will work it out. It's all about progress and making tiny steps to keep ourselves healthy.
Well said. Thank you so much, Davia. We really appreciate it. And all the best with the United Nations
Thank you so much.
pageant. All right, enough love.
Have a good day.
All right, so that was Davia Ellis. That's Miss Jamaica United Nations 2023. She's an activist and health and family life education expert.
There is a hotel that we highly recommend you book for your next vacation or business trip. Now, this hotel is located in the heart of New Kingston, Jamaica's emerging business capital, and it's simply called the R Hotel. Seamlessly, it blends boutique-style guest service with the highest level of professionalism, luxurious accommodation, and every modern amenity that's necessary to meet the requirements of today's travelers. As Jamaica's first business, leisure, and extended stay hotel, they offer warm and personalized hospitality to ensure relaxing and rewarding stays at night, a week, a month, or even more.
Ooh.
And so this morning, to tell us more about the R Hotel, we're joined by the sales and concierge manager, Miss Shaan Christie, who will have a lot to say to us. Good morning, Shaan, and welcome.
Hi, good morning.
New York is hearing you, and you're about to tell our listeners here in Jamaica and in the tri-state area about the services that you offer at the R Hotel. Go ahead, please.
Okay, sure. All right. So we are a 48-room hotel, and we have 5 room categories. Of course, it's both for leisure as well as, long-staying guests. And we do have a restaurant upstairs that's called District 5 with, lovely views, as well as our lap pool and gym.
Fantastic. As far as the availability of rooms is concerned, it seems like you have something for everybody. Would you agree with that statement?
Definitely. Well, for the deluxe room with kitchenette, we do have the washer and dryer, as well as, of course, a kitchenette area. And again, that's just for short-term or long-term stays. And then we do have the queen room with balcony. Of course, if you're a balcony lover, you have your orange juice and breakfast in the morning, as well as when you come back from work, you get to de-stress, enjoy the night views, as well as maybe, a glass of champagne. And we have our 2-bedroom loft suite, which is upstairs and downstairs. I'm actually in one right now. And then you have 2 levels, your washer and dryer, full kitchen area, 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, really, really spacious, and it's perfect for, families or groups.
All right. Now, Miss Christie, this is my part, Ready? What are the rates like?
All right. Well, it differs, and we start at, say, 169, 179 plus taxes. And of course, you can always just visit our website. It has the rates as well as promotions, and we try and give value all the time to our guests.
Nice. Now, how can persons, listening get in contact with our hotel?
Okay, well, you could always email us at reservations@ourhotelja.com, or, call us as well at 876-619-3711, or just go on our website and then you could book the room categories there.
Right.
It's a really beautiful small hotel in capital city Kingston, and it just has a vibe, and it's really gaining in popularity and acceptance here in the corporate area. No doubt you might want to be asking her about specials or something like that.
Well, one of the things I wanted to ask about is, as a business traveler, you want to make sure that you can still stay in contact with wherever you're from. So if I come in from New York, I want to be able to, go on my computers and connect with the radio station. How is the facilities in terms of connecting back home? Are you there?
Miss Christie?
Yes, I'm here. Okay, well, there have been various radio stations that actually stay in a room like this and just conduct their interviews just like this, and they always experience great service and great Wi-Fi. So I think it's just a perfect place to conduct such.
Oh, so there's no issues with connectivity once you're there?
No.
Nice.
All right. Somebody's messaging me as we speak, Miss Christie, and they say don't allow her to leave without asking her if there are any specials that are ongoing. Can you say?
Sure. Okay, so we have our September sizzling September sale, and it's 2 of them. So we have 40% off the 2-bedroom penthouse loft suite, and that's for the month of September. A little bit going into October. It all depends on how occupancy is, but definitely for September. And then on our website also we have our stay 5 nights and get 1 night free, and that has been doing well so far. Again, it might be extended into October, but for now, September is the month.
That sounds like a real deal.
I'm there already.
It is.
Sounds like a real deal. You're getting a good take up on that offer, aren't you?
Yes.
So I'd suggest if you're listening right now, that person should not delay. Make contact with the R Hotel and book your stay. How can persons reach you once again?
All right, so you could call us at 876-619-3711, or you could just email reservations at ourhotelja.com.
All right.
Yeah, I love that vibe. Now reach already, you know, Miss Christie. I'm there already. Just look out for me. It's a good vibe.
All right, I'll definitely be there to check you in. Just let me know,
that is
okay?
it. Thank you so much.
RJ saying the same thing. He'll be there in September.
See,
a few days, RJ will be down there. So look out for a call
That
from
is it.
Right,
That is
Julia.
it. That is it. Thank you so much. That was Miss Shaan Christie. She's sales and concierge manager at our hotel. I'm loving it.